Hey, beautiful soul. Now we have this case where you can see there is a lot of thinning. There are some miniaturized hair present, and it's a high grade baldness. The hairline is receded, and in the entire portion, we see there is hardly any growth. The hair are not growing, but yes, these miniaturized hair are present in this area. So, what should be the strategy to deal with such cases where you have high grade baldness? Where miniaturized hair are present? Sometimes they are not even visible to naked eyes, but still they are present. So we are going to discuss this in detail. Please watch this video till end. I'm your friend Dr. Shaill Gupta, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, number one strategy which can be seen, can be done in this patient is just go with medicine. Suppose if we give him 1 mg finasteride daily, he will have a huge regrowth all over, and with even without transplant, he will grow hair. So in all these areas, he can grow hair. Like if you zoom the picture, you will find that even in apparently completely bald areas, there are hair. There are hair which you can see with dermatoscope, as you can see in this video. Dermatoscope, there are some hair present even in this portion. Now, if we give him full dose of medicine, there is high probability that even in apparently bald areas, he can grow hair, and sometimes these hair grow uh, to that extent that they surprise everyone. Now, the second strategy in this case could have been just a plain hair transplant, no medication at all. Now, the problem with first strategy was there are issues of dependence and tolerance with the medicine, and the potential risk of side effect also increases with high doses. Now, the problem with second strategy where we are just doing a hair transplant is we may not get enough number of hair as donor because the bald area is quite huge. Second problem can be we may not be able to stop the progression of disease. The hair loss may still continue, and even the transplanted hair may thin out. So that again becomes an issue. Now the third strategy here is combination of both, where we give some medicine and some transplant. Now one strategy here can be where we give a lot of medicine and lots of donor is used in one shot. Second strategy can be strategic use of donor and strategic use of medicine. When we give full medicine, I told you 1 mg per day. If we are giving finasteride, probably in all likelihood, he won't be needing any transplant. Now add 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 grafts in it. You cannot even imagine what will happen. These will be the results where the comb doesn't pass and these are flashed all over, but they may not be that good, and they are totally dependent on medicine, high doses. And in case of tolerance, one has to step up the doses, and when you are starting at 7 mg per week, where will you go? Now the last strategy which we actually had chosen for this patient was combination of transplant, where we combined FUT plus FUE. So it was a 2-day surgery. You can see the number of grafts which we used, and we gave him 1 mg finasteride per week. So half tablet given 2 days per week was 1 mg per week. So now you can see the graft placement. Majorly we worked on the frontal hairline, we created the temples, we worked a little on the middle portion of the scalp, and then crown was covered. So in all 5,200 grafts were done, and if you see the result, now this is a combination surgery. You can see the donor area, FUT and FUE. FUT gave us major chunk of grafts, while FUE gives us less number from the scalp as compared to FUT. So that is the beauty of FUT procedure. You can see in these animations how FUT surgery helps us getting more out of the donor. So we got 3,000 by FUT, and had we done only FUE surgery, we would have got just 1/3 of those 3,000. That means 1,000. So deficit would have been around 2,000. Same donor consumption, same donor condition after hair transplant, but the number of grafts would have been 2,000 lesser. This is an important point, and if you don't understand it, ask in the comment section. I would recommend you to go to the website, read the blogs which are there where we have explained everything. So you will find the links in description. Now coming to the result. See, when you do the surgery without medicine or with very small doses of medicine, we are not going to get free cabal, free ka credit. Now the entire onus is majorly on the surgeon. Look at the hairline which has been created. It looks absolutely natural. Even if I see this result as a surgeon, I don't find that this is a hair transplant. It looks absolutely natural. This is 1 mg finasteride which has been added to actually sustain the existing hair. A lot of people tell you that we have done the transplant and this medicine has been given just to sustain the existing hair. This is a lie. You know, the medicine have their impacts. All 5 things which medicine can affect in hair transplant have been shown here. So you can have a look. It is very important. And if you don't understand, go to the website and read the blogs www.satyahairsolutions.com. Another important thing is the effect which we get from the medicine is directly proportional to the dosage of medicine. You can see this photograph picture where we gave 1 mg, the effect was tremendous, and when the dose was reduced because of some side effects to half, the effect got reduced by half. So the effect is directly proportional to the dosage. So imagine when 1 mg finasteride is contributing to the result to this extent, imagine what will happen if we give 7 mg per week. It would be just mind blowing. It will blow away your mind and you will be kind of forced to just get your transplant done with a big dreams, huge dreams, fantasies in your mind. But yes, there will be a huge gap between expectations and reality. So the transplant, if you look at the donor, the scar, majority of people are afraid of donor scar with FUT. Look at the trichophytic closure which we did, and the scar line is barely visible. So this is again an important aspect of hair transplant, donor condition. If we give 7 mg per week finasteride, the donor condition also improves significantly, and a completely devastated donor sometimes doesn't look that bad, and you give a green signal to your transplant from that very clinic. But be aware of this. This is important. I hope this video helps you to understand the result. You must have seen a lot of grade 6, grade 7 hair transplant results with thicker density. But when you subtract the result which you get through finasteride from those results, probably you won't even think of getting a hair transplant from that very clinic. So make sure that the results which you are watching, which are on the basis of which you are taking a decision to get a transplant done from somewhere, are not finasteride hijacked results. So this is a finasteride supported result. I hope you now understand the differences between finasteride boosted and hijacked result. Just to make this sure, look at this result. This is just medicine. This is just medicine. Finasteride, the dosage is also mentioned, and see how beautiful hair growth has come even without putting a single hair transplant graft. And this is what finestaride's contribution can be. Just imagine the contribution coming with this dose to this result which we have given with 1 mg finasteride per week. So I hope this video helps. If you have your questions, if you have some experiences to share, please share it in the comment section. More and more people need to become aware of this. Just don't purchase, just don't buy a hair transplant result because it is looking good. Do your thorough research, understand the concepts. It's an important decision of your life. Still you have questions, ask us. You can join us on our community. So with this, I end the video. Thanks for watching the video till end, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe the channel and share this information with your friends and family. Love yourself. Stay blessed.